Greetings, everyone. Greetings. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? It's Friday. It's Venus Day. I am the Moon Mama, and welcome to our Master Nodal class. I'm so grateful that we are in this process. We are currently in the eclipse season, and I don't know how you guys are experiencing it. I am experiencing the depths of all of my challenging stuff. It feels like everything is up, like self-loathing and fear and confusion. Everything is up to be analyzed to see if it has value. And so today is a Venus day, and Venus is the planet that rules our value. And on Friday, I asked for reciprocity. You know, what we give out, we get back. And so if you are benefiting from this work, if this work is allowing you to evolve and learn more about yourself and how you relate to energy and how the astrological transits are impacting you, and it works, I would love for you to support the work that I do. And you can do so by, you can give a donation at Cash App, which is $Monique Ruffin, or Venmo, which is at Monique-Ruffin, or PayPal, Monique C. Ruffin at gmail.com. And thank you in advance for your donations. I really appreciate it. So one of the things that's really significant right now is that there is a lot of shadow up. The old reality is crumbling quite quickly now. It's accelerating is what I want to say. And what that does is, because people have been used to functioning in a certain way and that way is changing, it creates a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, a lot of fear, a lot of grasping. And so if you're noticing that in yourself, the thing to do is self-care because, you know, it's our tendency to externalize, to create stories about who we are based upon what's happening to us is something that has to become, is something that's dissolving. Your ability, we are no longer have the ability or the impulse to determine who we are based upon the external. Your identity has to be sourced from within you. So with the sun in Pisces and the North Node in Pisces, all the ways we have externalized our identity are dissolving, is collapsing. This is a very difficult experience because it's happening on the inside. It's like it's happening internally. So what I'm noticing in myself is all my family patterns around shame and not fitting in and not belonging and believing that I needed external authority or approval. All that is up for me. And my story, my narrative wants to be, my narrative wants to focus on the external, that out there. And what I know is that the solution is for me to nurture myself. The solution is for me to know that I can give myself everything that I need, that I'm not seeking anything externally, that everything I need is within me. It's not even that I can give myself everything I need. It's that everything is within me. And that brings me to understanding, to sharing with you guys, to understand where we are. How does this reality work? Just the way, how does your cell phone work? How does your computer work? How does this reality work? It's very important that we begin to understand the nature of reality and how we are in relationship to it. So we live in a reality that's based in vibration only. Your thoughts carry vibration. Your feelings carry vibration. Everything is first and foremost vibration. I'm just trying to get clear about the words to use. So everything is vibration. And we were raised in a reality where we weren't taught that anything was vibration. We were raised that we were conditioned to believe that everything is external and and that you will source your needs from outside of yourself. What's true, and this is the thing about Venus, Venus is currently in retrograde. Venus will be retrograde until April 12th. Venus is our sensory self, our feelings. It's how we relate to others. It's money. It's beauty. It's how you feel when you see somebody. It's how you feel when you're with a particular person or whatever. How are you feeling? Right now, you can check in with your Venus. Like, how am I feeling? When I check in right now, I'm feeling a little nervous. Like my energy is a little like I'm cold, right? But that's an energetic frequency. And what happens with energetic frequencies is that we have these feelings that then trigger our behaviors. Our feelings trigger our behaviors. So yesterday, for instance, I was in a meeting, and I was in a meeting with somebody who looked really pretty and really gorgeous. And I started feeling like, oh, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not gorgeous enough. And then then that generated a thought, like a defensive thought, like something is wrong with me. And so I just was able to witness this and understand that I'm not these thoughts. I'm not even these feelings. But if I don't understand that I am not these thoughts and these thoughts and feelings will create a behavior, a way of being that then becomes a thing. Like, one of the things that I notice when I'm out and about and I hear people talking, like if I'm walking down the street or at the park and I hear people talking, people are usually talking about someone who's not there that made them feel a certain way. Like two people who work together, they're at lunch and they're talking about somebody who works with them that's not there, that created a feeling in someone else. But what that does is, so you have a feeling, you create a story of it in your mind, then you start talking to someone else about the feeling, and then that feeling becomes a living entity into itself. So now the thing you have going on with that person, which is really just about something you're feeling inside of you. But the thing you have going on with that person is they did this, they're behaving this way, and that those behaviors that you are narrating become an experience that you then begin to act upon and build upon. You build a reality based upon something that was just something you fucking narrated based upon you feeling insecure or confident or whatever it is. Like I hear people say, oh, people are intimidated by me. That's you doing that. You don't know that people are intimidated about you. That's your story. And so what stories are we creating based upon our feelings? And with Venus in retrograde in Aries, we are being asked to feel the core of our feelings, at our identity, at the core. Let me see what's the best way to say this. Because Aries is the self. And it's important for you to understand that everything you're feeling is you. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. You are creating the feelings in your body based upon programming that has been there for generations, ancestral programming even. Much of what we narrate inside of our head is an ancestral unfinished pattern that wants to be finished. And we then engage it from an external experience of like, oh, that person doesn't like, or that person is out to get me, or, there's something going on, but it's an internal thing that you're projecting outside of yourself. And while Venus is retrograde in Aries, we have an opportunity to take responsibility for every feeling. And the sun in Pisces, and dissolve them if they don't serve. Literally, how do you dissolve it? You literally feel it and you breathe into it and you allow it and you love yourself. You love yourself. It's like, so I'm in this experience, I'm in this meeting yesterday, and I'm noticing the person who's talking and I'm like, oh my God, their hair is so incredible. They're this, they're that. And every time I project that they are something, something in me says, and I'm not. And so what I do is I feel that because I'm conscious of how reality works and I understand that the narratives that I am creating are accumulating in my system. The narratives that I am creating about the external world are accumulating in my system. They don't have anything to do with the other person at all. And so I'm going to do what I need to do to take care. I'm going to listen to how I'm narrating it. I'm going to understand the energy behind the narration. Oh, this is me not feeling good about myself. This is me doubting myself. This is me comparing myself. Um, this is me judging myself, right? And so I'm going to notice what is actually happening in my narrative. How is that making me feel? How is it making me feel to say these things in my head, if they're about someone else or not? And I notice, oh, it's making me feel worthless. It's making me feel scared. It's making me feel like I don't belong. So now I'm going to come and be with the feelings. Oh, I'm feeling like I don't belong. And I'm going to talk to myself. You are important. You matter. Like that movie with Viola Davis. You is smart. You is pretty. You is valuable. You is right. I'm being silly, but that's really what goes on, right? Literally giving ourselves the things that we need that we would expect someone else to give us. We give it to ourselves because that is when it actually matters. Now this is work. That's why this class is 18 months long, right? Because this is a process of building your power, your energy, your voice, your vortex. This is a process of following the nodes while also doing the work so that you are in alignment with the cosmology. And when you're in alignment with the cosmology, it sticks. When you're in alignment with the cosmology, it works, it lasts, it endures. And that's why we're here doing this work now. So the moon is currently in Cancer. So our feelings are running really deep right now with the moon in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, Pisces sun, another water sign, and then Venus and Mercury in Aries. So there can be a lot of frustration, a lot of intensity, a lot of personal, like internal stagnation because of all the water and all the emotion and all the feelings. And the thing to do is self-care. Don't talk about anybody else. Don't think about anybody else. If you are thinking about others, send them love. I'm just so grateful that I have this experience to nurture myself and care for myself. This is the best thing to do with this energy because we are in a process of really deep transformation, and it's not something that it's not easy and it's not comfortable. Organized chaos. She says, I've started dating myself recently. I'm in the courting stage, getting to know me as if I met me. That is so fantastic. Yes. Today, on Venus Day, I take myself out on dates. Like I take myself out for a really good meal because if I want to be courted, I got to court myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect someone else to do for me the things that I do for myself. And when we don't understand that, we're functioning on neglect. And then so when you have someone in your life, there's this hunger, there's this need for that need around things that are not getting taken care of by you that then get projected onto for another person to do. So we want to feel our feelings. You have a solo date plan tonight too. We getting it, right? So we're going to be feeling our feelings. The moon is going to be in Cancer for the next 2.5 days. what does it feel like to feel loved? What does it feel like to feel beautiful? What does it feel like to feel connected to yourself? What does it feel like to feel fulfilled and whole? Like you're not looking for somebody else to meet your needs. And then the shadow of that is when we have these anticipations and expectations for others to do for ourselves what only we can really do. Like I said, understanding how this reality works. This reality is a hologram, it is a projection of your energy. So, whatever you're experiencing externally is a projection of what's going on inside of you. So, if you are experiencing neglect from another, it is because you are neglecting some aspect of yourself. If you are experiencing love and happiness, it is because you are loved and happy within yourself. If you are experiencing fulfillment, it is because you are fulfilled within yourself and by yourself. And how do we do these things? By the thoughts that we think. What are we telling ourselves? How are we narrating? Are you telling yourself, oh, that's fucked up, you ain't right? Are you talking about other people in ways like that? Or are you telling yourself, you're doing good, you're doing your best you can? I had a meeting with my coach this morning. Even though I am a coach or a therapist or whatever people call, I always sit with somebody because I have to stay doing my own work. If I'm not doing my own work, then none of this work works. Okay. If I'm not doing my own work, none of it works. And he had given me a lot of like a big assignment, and I have been really engaged with other things. I've been redecorating my home. I've been, we're running Daughters of the 13 Moons right now. We have many women there who are doing this work and who are creating the foundations for them to activate their own magic. So I've been really engaged in other ways and wasn't ready for that meeting in the way that he would have wanted me to be ready, I thought. And so I literally just sat down and was like, I get what he wants and I understand my process. And historically, I would have been so hard on myself that I would have ignored everything that I've been doing all week. It would have been like I hadn't done anything. But I literally was like, so you haven't done what he's asked you to do, but what have you been doing, right? Where have where have you been placing your value? And as I look at, these are the things I've done this week. And these things are going to support me in doing the things that he is inviting me to do. But I have to do this part first so that I can actually do that part in a way that is satisfactory and fulfilling for me. So even though there are outside forces pulling upon you and asking for your attention, you have to know where you are. You have to be able to locate yourself and what you need to do in order to get you where you want to be, where you desire to be. And that is a feeling on the inside. That is your narration. That is the voice inside of your head. Are you beating yourself up? Are you kind to yourself? Are you loving? That is also that is the voice in your head that informs your choices and your feelings. So with that, thank you so much. If you want to donate today, like I said, you can do so at Cash App, which is $Monique Ruffin, or Venmo @Monique Ruffin, PayPal Monique C. Ruffin @gmail.com. I appreciate you all so much. I'm so grateful for you guys being here each day. And if you would like to sign up for coaching, you can do so at my website, which is healwithmoonmama.com. On the 19th of this month, we will have our next orientation for the next month for Daughters of the 13 Moon. I will have the link for that in the next couple of days for you guys to sign up, for those of you who are ready to go deeper into your own magic and your own power. When we open up the space for 13 Moons, it's only open for a few days. Like, it doesn't open up for a long time, because once we come into a container with the people who are there, we close the container so that we can work, and then we open it up. So for a whole month, we close it, and then we open it up for a few days. So if you want to, you can get in those few days, and then it closes again. So we can have a container with the people who are really devoted. So you can only come in for a few days during the month. Kind of like when you're ovulating, you can only get pregnant a few days a month. All the rest of the days you can just have all the sex you want and you have to worry about getting pregnant. But then there's just these days in here that you like, oh, I can get pregnant those days. That's what 13 moons is like. We have a few days that you can get in. We have a few days. If you don't get in those few days, you got to wait till the next month. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love you guys so very much. Have a really beautiful day. Peace and blessings. Happy Venus Day. Bye-bye.